And we're live. Welcome back for another deadline stream. Or if anyone's here for the first time from Harry's channel, then welcome to the Harry viewers as well. Thanks for coming over. If you're watching from the airport, Harry, have a good flight, mate. How are we all today? Welcome to the stream. More importantly, who have you transferred in this week? And who's your captain? We've got a big stream today. Lots to talk about. Obviously, we've got City with the early kickoff. So hopefully we'll get some early team news on Man City. Lots to discuss as always. I've not made my transfers yet, so I'm looking to make 2 moves on this stream. I'm thinking about selling Watkins to Darwin. And a lot of people have been talking about this move because I know it's a move that could backfire, given Watkins' form recently. But my plan would be to sell Watkins to Darwin just for the next 2 game weeks, because Darwin's got Burnley home and then he's got the double game week 25. And then I'd buy Watkins back in 26. And the other move I'm looking to make is Bowen to Foden. So hopefully we get some news that Bowen starts during this, that Foden starts during this stream. In which case I'll lock that in. On the off chance there's a leak that Foden doesn't start, then I'll just get Jota instead. Welcome to the stream, Kasham, Bilal, Virtual, Esto, Turge, Hashim, Mihaljo, Ismail, Carrie, Ashley, Austin, John, Levent, Pritam, and everyone else who's here. My chat box is blank. Oh, so it is. That's weird. Let me fix that real quick. So I think it's that one. That's weird. Uh-oh, it might be without a chat box for this stream. Oh no, something went wrong. What's happened here? Oh, there we go. Alright, fixed. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Who's everyone's captain? Are you guys going with the safe and reliable Haaland, or are you back in the Liverpool fixture? I think a lot of people are looking at that Burnley fixture, and I do think that's probably going to end 3-4-0. I saw an interesting leak last night from, what's he called? Football Intelligence. He's not done leaks for a long time, but it seems like he's coming back, and he was saying Burnley are going for it. Burnley are proper going for it, attacking, so I think that could be an open game if that's reliable. Randy's on Trent captain, Mars is on Haaland, Morning Ash, Terj is on Haaland captain, Makas is on Darwizzi. Yeah, I'm definitely going to bring in Darwin. It's too irresistible, that fixture. But I get people keeping Watkins. It's not a bad decision either. Morning Lights Gaming, how we doing? So yeah, get your questions in chat. I'll do my best to answer as many as possible. Sam says, is it worth captaining someone other than Haaland next game week? If you don't go Haaland though, who would you go in 25? Like Salah, we don't know if he's going to start both games. We'll talk about him. It looks like he won't be involved this game week. So you'd imagine at best, 1 start and then a cameo off the bench in 25. So I don't know who you'd go if you don't go Haaland. Maybe Darwin. Maybe Jota if Salah's out. But I wouldn't want to go Jota if it looks like Salah could play. Because it seems a bit risky then whether he starts both. Oh, I need this tea this morning. I didn't get that much sleep last night. So once this tea gets down me, I'll be good to go. Austin says, would you do the Watkins to Darwin move from -4? Nah, not for a hit. I wouldn't do it for a hit. I'll do it for free, but not for a hit. You could just delay the move and do it in 25 if you want Darwin. But no, I wouldn't do it this week for a hit. Are you guys playing your triple captain in 25? Is anyone on a wildcard this week? If any of you saw the experts video yesterday, 1 wildcard was active and they're planning to bench boost 25, which is a bit of a different strategy. But he had a really nice team. John says, Oscar, no sleep. Was it the girlfriend? No, it wasn't. I was just, I don't know what it was. My sleep schedule's pretty bad. Like I normally go to bed at 1 AM, but obviously when you've got to be up at like 7:30 to get ready for the stream, then it's not enough sleep, is it? But I'll be alright once this tea gets down me. Is the music too loud? Should I turn it down a wee bit? There we go. So yeah, loads to talk about in this stream. We've got the news roundup. We'll do Kings of the Game Week, the scout selection. We'll have a look at the bookies odds. We'll talk blank game weeks, most transfer players, chip strategy. So if anyone's new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Green Area says starts Zinchenko or Gusto. I'm not sure if Zinchenko starts actually. I would start Gusto. Like Palace are without Guehi, they're without Eze and Elise, so it's probably the best chances you'll get of a clean sheet. So yeah, I'd start Gusto. Tommy says, Guten Morgen, Oscar. Guten Morgen, Tommy. Porro to Van Dijk for a -4. No, I'll do it for free. Not for a -4. Again, I think that's a move you can do in 25. Like, I'm actually looking to make the same move. Because, did you guys see the price changes last night? Did you guys catch any of these price changes? So, Trent went up, Jota went up, Haaland went up, Solanke went down. So, I'm now priced out of getting Jota in 25, annoyingly. I was potentially earmarking that as a move in 25, so I'd go Richarlison to Jota. But I can't afford that now because of the price changes. So I'm looking at going Porro to Van Dijk in 25. A potential move for me there. But I wouldn't do it for a -4. I mean, Porro's got a nice fixture, home to Brighton this week. I think I missed the super chat. Dusty Tone says he wants Haaland. He's priced out of a lot of moves. He's thinking Alvarez to Haaland, Solanke to Adebayo, Palmer to Garnacho, Porro to Doughty. Yeah, I like that actually. The problem is though, that's going to be a -8 minimum, right? Or a -12. I don't know how many free transfers you got. Is there a way you can do it in 3 moves, or does it have to be all 4? I suppose those hits will be repaid over the next few weeks, but it's a big stretch. I mean, I would wait for some leaks. Like if Alvarez starts, I don't know if I would do that, to be honest. Taking a -8 or a -12 to get Haaland. And you're selling Solanke, who's got Fulham. You're selling Palmer, who's got Palace. I'm not sure if that gets repaid this week. Maybe in 25, but I don't think I'd do it. By the way, something we're trying out this stream is no team IDs. So last week, or a recent trend really, like people have been putting their IDs in chat. And I've decided I'm not going to do IDs anymore because if I do one, then I've got to do them all. And last week it turned into like a Rate My Team stream. So I'll answer absolutely any questions except for team IDs, basically. Thanks for that, Dusty. Pratik says, membership anniversary, sub everyone, tat at 200k. Oh, 12 months, Pratik. Thanks very much for the 12 months. Yeah, the tattoo at 200k as well. I can't believe that passing comment's been remembered by everyone. If anyone doesn't know, I've agreed to get the Focal logo tattooed at 200,000 subscribers. So if you want to be a part of that, to make that happen, then hit subscribe. I genuinely will do it. Like, I won't say it and then not do it. So at 200,000, I will get the Focal logo tattooed or something tattooed. I'm not sure where I'll get it tattooed yet. THJD says, Halsko, should I start Stupinian or Bell? Is it smart to keep De Bruyne and not get Salah until after Liverpool's blank? Yeah, I'll definitely keep De Bruyne. 100% keep De Bruyne. Stupinian or Bell? It's quite a close one. Like, Bell's got the better clean sheet odds, but I think if Stupinian starts, personally. I think I'd go exciting and go Stupinian. They're pretty close. Like, Bell's got no attacking upside. If Stupinian's got an attacking return in any game, I think I'd go Stupinian there. They might both concede, to be honest. Has anyone brought in Doughty this week? I've seen him in a lot of teams. Is he a trap? Like, it's a really bad double game at 25. They've got a nice fixture this week, Sheffield United, but 25, I feel like he's a bit of a trap. I think he's going to be great in Game Week 28. If anyone missed it, this is the blanks and doubles schedule. Where is it? There. So we've got double Game Week 25, blank Game Week 26, and then double Game Week 28. So we've got 3 notable game weeks coming up. And obviously there's the blank in 29. But yeah, Luton's double, Man United and Liverpool. I just feel like Doughty gets like 2 points in the double, 3 points maybe. I mean, you might get lucky with an attacking return, but I think he's going to be very good for 28 though. So if you want to get ahead of the curve, then I do get it. But yeah, Luton blank in 26. Is anyone going triple captain Solanke for that double in 28? Or are you pretty settled on Haaland? Let's do a poll on that actually. Triple captain Haaland in Game Week 25 or Solanke Game Week 28? Haaland. I guess I'll put other as well. in case anyone's not doing either of those weeks. FX, thanks for becoming an FPL member. Thanks very much for that, FX. Thanks for the support. Pratik says, can you share your current chip strategy, please? It's still a bit up in the air because we don't actually know what the Gameweek 29's blanks will look like. These are the percentage likelihoods. Graphic from FPL Spaceman. So it could be a huge blank game week. It probably will be. There could only be like 4 or 5 fixtures that actually go ahead. So at least half of all teams blank him. So at the moment, my loose plan is to triple captain in 25. Ideally, I want a wildcard game week 30 or 31. Might free hit in game week 34, or if not, a free hit game week 37 because those are double game weeks, and I'll bench boost in the other week. That's my loose strategy at the moment, but it could change. Like if I get to game week 29 and I've got 7 players or something like that, then I might be open to free hit him. I don't think we've had any City leaks yet for anyone asking. I imagine we'll get some early news closer to the deadline. The Terminator says, any transfers made? Not yet. I'm looking to go Watkins to Darwin and Bowen to Foden. So Gordon would drop to the bench like that. I mean, Gordon's out this game week, so yeah, he's not going to play. So if I need my bench, it'll be a Stupinian. Should I play Watkins, Jota, or Adebayo? Jota. Son to Jota this week or next? Yeah, I'll do that this week. Do you guys think Son starts, or do you think he'll get a bench cameo first? Johnny says, hi Focal, do you feel prepared for the coming weeks? I think so. So I'll run through my loose plans for the next few weeks. So this week it would be Watkins to Darwin. And then it would be Bowen to Foden. So in terms of game week 25, I'll have Ederson, Trent, Foden, Darwin and Haaland at double. I might go Pedro Porro to Van Dijk as well. That gives me 6 doublers. I might not though, because I could just roll the transfer in 25 with 5 doublers. And then in 26, I'd probably do something like Trent to Pau, since Pau Torres is back from injury, definitely plays in 29. And then I would just go Darwin back to Watkins. I could do that for free if I don't make a move in 25. So that's my loose plans at the moment for the next few weeks. It's not as many doublers as some people, but I think that'd be pretty good. Is Gordon out? Yeah, Gordon's out for this game week. Flanny says, almost 2 years. I've forgotten how to cancel this thing, so it keeps ticking. Jokes, have a good one, boss. Thanks, Flanny, for the 22 months. Thanks very much for that. Pratik says, thoughts when free hit 25. Fully commit to the doublers in 25. No, I don't think it's worth it. Personally. I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd rather free hit 25, if anything. Because then you could have like De Bruyne, Salah, Haaland, Jota, Darwin, like all of the players. Trent, you could get like Doughty, Tony, Fleckham. No, I'm not sure about free hit 26. I'd rather take a -8 in 26 than free hit. Just to get 11 players out, which I think a lot of people can do, right? Thanks, Lawrence. Bajor says, buy Darwin or Adebayo. I'd buy Darwin between the two. I think Adebayo is great as well, to be fair. Great enabler. Doubles in 25, nice fixture this week. Doubles in 28, but obviously blanks in 26. So, triple captain Haaland 25 or Solanke 28. 63% Haaland, 24% Solanke, 13% other. Interesting. Jay says, good luck, Oscar. I'm buzzing to see how Ederson manages to screw up another clean sheet for us this game. I know. It's inevitable. He's just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. On paper, he's just such a great pick. Like, City's underlying numbers are so good. But he always finds a way to screw it up. I was kind of relieved, if I'm honest, that he conceded last week. Because I played Dubravka last week, and that was a mistake in hindsight. But fortunately, Ederson conceded anyway, so it was only a point lost. Tommy says, I've been a subscriber since Gameweek 14. Hasn't seen a red arrow since. There you go. More incentive to hit subscribe. That's a crazy run. 10 game weeks without a red arrow. Flame says 3 months here. 1 defender to bring in for game week 25 to 30. 1 defender. It depends how you look for 26, Flames. Because someone like Trent, Van Dijk, if you haven't got them, is great. But there's no one really for 29 because the likes of Liverpool and City almost certainly blank in 29. So I'd say Liverpool defender. Are any of you bringing in a City defender? Like I know Ake and Vardy are options, or Walker, but he's a bit expensive. Yeah, I mean if you haven't got Trent or Van Dijk, I would say them. I doubt he's an option. He's good this week, but I don't like his double in 25. I feel like he's a bit of a trap. Just because that extra double's been announced in 28, I think people are rushing to get him. Whereas, I don't see why you don't just get him in 26. But maybe I'm missing something. I suppose it depends on the rest of your defence as well. Because if you need someone to play in defence this week, I doubt it makes sense for that reason. Because he's got Sheffield United. But, you know, if you're not using him this week, it's just a trap, I think. Just get him in 27 or at 28. That's what I'll do. And hopefully Luton play in 29. These are the game at 29 odds. So Luton and Forest are the next likeliest to have a fixture in 29. 55% chance of becoming a blank. Of playing in 29, sorry. Burnley, Brentford, Fulham, Spurs, West Ham and Villa definitely playing 29. And then Luton next likeliest. So that'd be really handy if they do, because then you could load up on Luton for 28, the double. They'll play in 29, and then you could wildcard them back out in 30 or 31. Start Porro or Gusto? I would start Porro. He's probably a bit likely to concede. Let's have a look at clean sheet odds, actually. I imagine he might be. Spurs 25% chance, Chelsea 36. Yeah, Porro's likely to concede, but I would still start Porro personally. Surprisingly, since Maddison's come back, Porro's still been taking corners as well, and some free kicks. I don't think Maddison's taken any corners, actually, since coming back. Or at least in the last couple of game weeks. So, yeah, Porro's still on corners as well. Start Saliba or Estupinian? Saliba. Vizo says, already got Trippier for Porro in early. I've got Gordon and Zhao injured. Please suggest a transfer from -4, Luton strikers or Neto. Depends who you've got in goal. Oh, you mean Neto, Wolves Neto. I think I'd rather Adebayo for João Pedro there, rather than Neto for Gordon. I think that's what I would do. And that buys you a week, because you might want to get Hwang instead. I'm not sure if Hwang starts this game, to be honest, but because like they beat Chelsea last match, so I think O'Neill might not change anything, but I think Hwang will come back into the team game week 25 probably. So that also buys you a week, because I think Hwang's a better asset than Neto. So, welcome all of you to the stream. Let's go through the news roundup, the press conferences from yesterday. Aston Villa. Dina's returned to training, so he could make the Villa squad for the clash against Man United. Pau Torres has also recovered, so he's available as well. I think that's something to bear in mind if anyone was looking at Alex Moreno. I think that would put me off getting him now. Like if Dina was out for a while still, then Moreno would have been my move in 26, but I might end up getting Pau Torres instead, just to buy someone that plays in 26 and 29. Morning, journey to 10k. How we doing? Some Brighton news then. As we said just now, João Pedro is going to miss game week 24 of a hamstring injury, so no João Pedro this week. Hopefully not a serious one. Arteta said that Saka looks okay after his substitution in game week 23. Arteta was coy on Arsenal's other injury issues, namely Jesus, Zinchenko and Tomiyasu. He did say that we're hopeful we're going to have a few back. Guardiola was in the enviable and rare position of having all of his squad fit and available for selection in Game Week 23. No obvious fitness concerns emerged from Monday's win at Brentford. So yeah, Pep Roulette's back in full force basically. Bit of Liverpool news then. So Salah's going to miss the visit to Burnley this game week. Could return to training next week ahead of the Dublin 25. Bradley's still also unavailable as he's on compassionate leave. And there's a rumour, well not a rumour, sorry. Klopp said there's a few players battling flu in the Liverpool squad. We've not had much info on this, but the rumours are that it's Gomez that's got it. I hope so. And this was why I decided not to make a move last night, despite the price changes, just in case we get any news today like that ex-player's not in the Liverpool squad. Chelsea news, Pochettino said Badia Shields a doubt. Colwill faces a late fitness test. Chalobah's in team training. And last in Newcastle, Gordon hasn't trained all week, but Eddie Howe's confident the injury isn't serious. Isak's also going to miss out. Oh, thanks for the 10 gifted from Dan D. Thanks very much for that, Dan. Oh, John didn't get one. He was said at the start of the stream, hopefully today he gets gifted a membership, but he didn't. Thanks for that, Dan. If any of you got one of those from Dan, make sure you thank him. FPL Machine says, sell Gordon or Bowen for Jota. I would sell Bowen out of those. The problem with Eddie Howe is he's just so useless in his press conferences. Like, we don't know. He says Gordon's injury is probably not serious, but that could mean it is serious, to be honest with you. So I'd still go Bowen, though. Rakesh says, who should I transfer in? Adebayo, Foden and Darwin. Out of those, I would say Darwin is the priority. Best fixture this week. And Tom says, assuming both KDB and Foden start, should I bench Palmer or Watkins? Out of those two, I would bench Watkins. Yeah, I think a lot of people have got benching headaches this week. I mean, I've seen Palmer on lots of benches. Some people are selling him. I get it if there's like big upside players that you could bring in like Jota, but I feel like it's a week where some transfers could be punished. And that's the problem with these doubles, like they really pull you in, don't they? You end up selling players like Watkins. Like, a lot of people are selling Watkins this week. Solanke went down a price last night. He's got Fulham. But yeah, out of those two, I'd bench Watkins. Per Hansen says, Martinez and Foden out for Fabianski and Gordon work like a charm. Fair play. And he says, that's FPL for you. What 4.3 mil defender to get in for Porro to get Foden back then? 4.3 mil. There's not many options. I suppose it'd have to be a Luton defender, right? It depends as well how you look for 26, because there's someone like Branthwaite. You wouldn't want to start him this week, but yeah, you could get a cheap Luton defender like Bell. I think Mengi's a doubt for this game, so I wouldn't get him. But I think Bell's like 3.9 mil if you need to start him this week. Hopefully that helps. Alright, let's take a captain poll up. A few people have been asking for that. Who is your captain for game week 24? So we'll go Haaland, I guess Jota, Darwin and other, right? Is there anyone else? I guess like Foden or KDB. If you vote other, message and chat. MD Alamin says, Jota affected by flu. No, not that we're aware of. It was seen in the training photos, so I think Jota's fine. Massacre Aggression got Branthwaite off the bench last week. W. Fair play. Didn't he get 8 points? That's mad. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets snatched by a bigger club. He's absolutely quality. Quite a few KDB captainers. Yeah, I mean, as we were saying earlier, like City have got the first kickoff, so we should get some early team news. So make sure you keep an eye out for that, whether it's here or you're looking on Twitter. Because if KDB doesn't start, then that's a massive swing for your team if you are aware of that, basically. Although we know KDB can haul off the bench, but I wouldn't captain him if he's not starting. Courtney says, you're going to play Euro Fantasy this summer, Oscar? I probably will, actually, yeah. I don't think I'll do any content on it. The way it always goes with stuff like Euros Fantasy is like, there's massive appetite for like the first round, and then people just get bored of it quick. I didn't do any World Cup content at all, actually. But that wasn't for that reason. Harry in the chat. Morning, Harry. How we doing? We were talking about you earlier, and I was saying welcome to the Harry regulars that couldn't make his stream today. Hope you have a safe flight. Is it on time, Harry? Harry's had a nightmare because he had a flight and it was moved back, and he's going to miss the deadline. Your flight's at like 10, right? So you'd be in the air when the deadline passes. That is a nightmare. I don't know what I'd do in that situation. I guess I'd give my login to someone and say, can you make this move if like there's this leak? But yeah, welcome, Harry. So 69% Haaland captain, 17% Jota, 8% Darwin, and 7% other. Interesting. Harry says, I mean, it's meant to be at 10, hopefully delayed. Never thought I'd say that. Yeah, I fully agree with that. I mean, if it's Ryanair, then I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, where are you flying to, Harry? Mr. Mindset's on Palmer captain. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Like, people are selling and benching Palmer, but they've got no Gueye, they've got no Eze, no Elise. I think Chelsea win comfortably. Well, they just beat Villa in the Cup, and they need a response in the league after the defeat to Wolves last week. Killer Whales and Adebayo captain. Harry, while you're here, guesses in chat. We're going to do Kings of the Game Week. Who's going to be the top scorer of Game Week 24? Well done to all the Foden guesses last week. Quite a few got it. Guesses in the chat. Who's going to be the top scorer? I think you're bringing in Jota, right, Harry? So I'm guessing you'll go with him. Oh, you brought in Jota already, right? Sussy reckons it's Adebayo. Jota, Darwin, Palmer. Mudryk, does it even start? I don't think he'll start. Adebayo, Haaland. Probably Ross Barkley. There we go. You heard it from Harry. Probably Ross Barkley. Nunez, Palmer, Son. Son's a good left field shout. Morris, Garnacho. Smith Rowe. Watkins. Quite a few Watkins guesses. Hoyland. Scott Carson. Dubravka somehow. You know, it wouldn't surprise me because I'm starting Ederson, and that's what Ederson does. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Tony. Yeah, how many of you got Tony? He's been a bit forgotten because everyone's looking at Darwin, but I think Tony's a great option. Bobby says, stop trolling me by showing me my bench Foden points. Sorry, Bobby. You weren't alone. I know a lot of people benched Foden last week. I would have benched him if I had him as well. I would have started Saka for what it's worth. You got to be like happy with the decision-making process, even if the outcome went wrong. Like, I've got Haaland captain, and I think that's the correct decision, but he could nut Branthwaite and get a red card. 5-match suspension or something, you know. It's out of our control. Dr. Wiley says KDB's going to hold this game week. I'm wondering if KDB starts, you know. I was looking at Jump the Wave's predictions on the lineup. She basically gets predictions from the fans every game week. They had 71% say KDB starts, 93% say Haaland start. Only one didn't have Haaland starting. Only 29% say Alvarez starts. I mean, we should get some kind of early team news before the deadline, I would imagine. On Alvarez, Haaland, probably KDB. Hopefully Foden, because I'm going to be bringing Foden in. In terms of the defence, probably Ruben, Vardiol, Walker, Ake. Stones is 50-50. A few went Lewis. Everyone went Ederson, so Ortega probably starts now. Yeah, it's really good. Her username's Jump the Wave on Twitter. She does it every game week for like 10 teams basically, predicted lineup. So it's very useful because you can't know everything about every team. So I'll look at those just, you know, in case there's anything I've missed. Right, let's end that poll. Follow-up poll. And the poll question is, how many double Gameweek 25 assets are you going to have? It has to be players you're starting. So like, I've got Pinnock, but I'm not counting Pinnock, so I'm definitely not going to play him. We'll go... What's the minimum? 4? Or should we do like 3 to 4? Maybe do it that way. 3 to 4, 5 to 6? Yeah, I guess that works. 7 to 8, 9 plus. I mean, 9 is going to be people on wildcards, right? I don't know how they'll get through 26 of 9, but I have seen some on my timeline. Siri is on 6. Hey, Siri. Hopefully I just set off loads of series. Oh, I set my own one off. Nick says probably 6 or 7. OTGT is planning on 6. Oh, you've all got more than me. I'm probably going to have 5. Fellows, oh, Fellow, you're on the wildcard, right? I'm sure I saw you on a wildcard this week, Dan. Should we have a look at Dan's wildcard? Did you say 11? You're bench boosting? Oh, I found it. So this is your wildcard. So you've got Kaminsky, that doubles, Trent, Doughty, Jota, De Bruyne, Foden, Tony, Haaland, Darwin, and Reguilon. Are you bench boosting, Dan? Thanks for the super chat, FPL Mackham. Thanks for that. James says, who to captain out of Haaland, Jota, Darwin, and KDB? I would go Haaland personally. Sebastian says, bench 1 out of Palmer, Saka, and Solanke. Oh, that is brutal, that one. Probably Solanke, but that is a coin toss, to be honest. You're not bench boosting. Okay. Pratik says, Tony or Darwin this week? I'm keeping 26 in mind. It depends how many blankers you got in 26. I prefer Darwin. Triple captain Jota in 25. I prefer Haaland, if I'm honest. Especially since Salah could be back in training, and that could impact Jota's minutes. If I'm honest, and I know you guys aren't going to want to hear this, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if Klopp rotates quite a bit for the Luton game. I think you'll see that as a fixture that you can afford to rotate a bit in. And I imagine Salah would be back as well, so someone's going to miss out. Maybe it'll just be Diaz and Darwin and Jota still start. Virtual says, I think people are overlooking the fixtures around the double. This is it. Like, this is what we were saying earlier. There's really good fixtures for single game week players. Like, Richarlison's got 2 home games, Brighton and Wolves. Like, Saka's got Burnley in game week 25. Fantasy Football Chronicles makes a good point. People are sleeping on City's Champions League midweek. So City play midweek in the Champions League. Liverpool don't. That could also be a factor. And that's why there could be a bit of rotation today. But we should get some leaks before the deadline. So whatever we get, I'll let you know straight away. I'll keep an eye out in the background and keep refreshing. It'll probably come a bit closer to the deadline if it's coming. A bit too early now. Saka to Jota. I don't know if I would do that this week. I'm not keen on selling Saka. You're selling like the 3rd top scoring midfielder. I get it though, yeah, but I don't know if I would do that. Like, it's a similar thing with Watkins. Like, he is the top scoring forward, but he does have Man United this week. I think Saka's got slightly better fixtures over the next 2. Pep likes to give players rhythm. That's true as well, yeah. But maybe he rotates this one and he uses the midweek game in the Champions League for rhythm before the double in 25. Jared says, I've said it every time I've tuned in, Foden hat-trick incoming. I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? We've got FPL Harry and FPL Harry fan in the chat. Welcome to all the Harry contingents. He says he was watching Ross, but he talks about Darwin too much. Yeah, you won't get so much Darwin propaganda over here. I think he's a good pick, but that's about it. Is he captaining Harry? In the group chat, he was saying he's strongly considering it. I don't know if he went ahead with it, but no, I'm pretty settled on Haaland captain. Are you captaining Haaland, Harry? Or are you going for one of the Liverpool guys? Joe says Foden or De Bruyne. I would wait as close to the deadline as possible, because we probably get some early team news. Like, if one of them's benched, then get the other one, basically. It's a great game week in terms of the first kickoff, because that early City team news will be very powerful. It's going to be like millions of managers that aren't aware of whatever comes. And it is unfair, like, and I sympathise those in time zones that can't follow leagues, but it's just the state of the game nowadays, isn't it? The leagues are so powerful that you have to pay attention to them, and it's a massive edge. John says, why is Gordon number one on your bench? I mean, it could be the other way around. Gordon's not going to play anyway. So, like, if someone missed out, Estupinian comes on regardless. Morning, Beardy. How we doing? If anyone's not subscribed to Harry, by the way, make sure you do that. He's closing in on 100,000 and the play button. So make sure you drop him a subscription. Man City early kickoff equals website crash. Don't do that to me. That would be bad. It's been a long time since we've had a website crash, but I think last time it was because City had the early kickoff. The gossip is on another level. Liverpool games at 4 AM for you. That's unfortunate. So when's the deadline for you? I guess that's alright, like late deadline, but not too late. Harry's at the airport. He's going on holiday. Oh yeah, so Billy Eng says, what do you think of the blue card? What do you guys think about this blue card? Then it's not coming to the Premier League anytime soon. They're trialling it out in other leagues. But I think the way they said it works is it'll be like a sin bin. So a player gets a blue card and they're off for 10 minutes. I don't know how they handle that in FPL. Like, is that going to be -1? And does that affect their minutes? Like, imagine a player gets a blue card and it docks 10 minutes and you don't get a clean sheet points. Hopefully that's not what it comes to, because that would just add to the chaos of FPL, and I wouldn't like that. And what happens if a keeper gets a blue card? Or is that not... I guess keepers can't get them. I don't know what the rules are on that, but yeah, I'm not sure about this blue card thing. Fella says it will ruin the game. People are just going to sit behind the ball for 10 minutes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it'd be like when players get red carded. They'll just switch to defensive. Unless you're Spurs and you still play a high line anyway, even with your 2 men down. Yeah, it looks like everyone doesn't like it. So in terms of double Gameweek 25 players, 36% have got 3 to 4, 50% 5 to 6, 9% 7 to 8, 6% 9 plus. Interesting. Right, let's have a look at the scout selection, see who they've gone for. How many players do you guys have from the scout this week? Let us know. So they've gone for Edison in goal. They've got Trent, Trippier, Doughty. They've got Jota, Foden, Maddison, Richarlison and Palmer. Double Spurs mid. Haaland, captain and Tony. How many players have you got from the scout selection? So I've got Edison, Trent. I love Foden if I bring him in. Richarlison, Palmer and Haaland. 6 for me. Joachim's on 6 as well, so is Austin. Al's got 5. Siri's got 6. FX has got 8. Virtual says solid scout this year. Yeah, I'm liking their picks this year. They used to just go left field for the sake of it, but now they're actually picking teams that I could see scoring the most points of the game week, and they have hauled a lot this season. I can't remember who it was, but there was someone that was tracking their points, and in terms of rank, they were like top 100k, but I'd say that's not that great considering they've got a wild card every week. 5-3. But yeah, they've gone Haaland captain. Richarlison vice, interestingly. I've got Richarlison, but he's not my vice. I've got Trent vice. I imagine Trent is nailed to start this week, unless he's got the flu. Because Gomez reportedly does have the flu. Bradley's still on compassionate leave. So I'd say Trent surely starts. If anyone's playing draft, pick up Konsa. He'd probably start centre-back. Probably be Van Dijk and Konsa centre-back. And Robertson probably starts as well in left-back. Sebastian says, should I start Palmer or Solanke? I would rather start Palmer between the two. But yeah, not ideal. Like, it's a good fixture for Solanke, but I'd start Palmer. FX says, Porro to Doughty, Solanke to Morris, and Luiz to Jota. I think I'd rather have Adebayo than Morris, to be honest. He's cheaper, and I think he's on more points, isn't he? I don't know if I'd make those moves, though. No, I don't think that's worth it for a hit or two. Like, Porro and Solanke got nice fixtures. I know Luiz has got Man United, but I don't think I'd make those moves for a hit, FX. I'd avoid that. Jacob says, any suggestions for this team? He's used one of two transfers. Dubravka, Doughty, Burns, Saliba, Trent, De Bruyne, Saka, Richarlison, Palmer, Haaland, Watkins and Solanke. Bowen, Pedro Porro and Senesi on the bench. Senesi, right? So have you got Triple City already? You've got Haaland, De Bruyne. You could do Bowen to Foden if there's a leak that Foden starts. And then you'll have to bench. I wouldn't put Porro on the bench. Definitely start Porro. Bench Burn. I wouldn't be surprised if Livramento starts even ahead of Burn this week. Start Porro over Burn. And you could do either Watkins to Darwin. Maybe that makes more sense. Watkins to Darwin. Yeah. Because if you do Bowen to Foden, then you're going to have to bench Watkins. So, Watkins to Darwin, I think makes sense, Jacob. Thanks for that. FPL Mackham says, McTominay for Barkley means a -4 in 26. For 7 doublers. Yeah, I mean, McTominay, not a great pick, is he? I think that's alright. Yeah. I like that. As long as you're starting Barkley in 25. Yeah, I would do that. I think -4 in 26 is alright. I think people are going to be taking a lot more. I think there's going to be -8s and -12s in 26. Because some people have got, you know, like double Spurs, a couple Chelsea players. They've got triple Liverpool. So there's going to be a lot of hits in 26. Yeah, I'm going to keep refreshing for any early City team news. It'll probably come a bit close to the deadline. There's nothing yet. No, nothing at the moment. Sussy says wildcard draft. I would go on FPL Fella's Twitter. He's on a wildcard this week. He's put a lot more thought into it than I would on the spot right now. I think he said he's got 11 players doubling in 25. Or was it 9? Bowen to Jota. Yeah, I like that. That's a good move. Ishang says clean sheet odds. These are the clean sheet odds for Gameweek 24. City top, 51%. And then it's Liverpool. Then it's Arsenal. Chelsea and Luton, 36% chance each. Chelsea against Palace, Luton against Sheffield United. Newcastle, 29% if you've got Dubravka. These are always handy if you've got like bench and dilemmas between 2 defenders or 2 keepers. That's what I use these for. Saka to Jota. I'm really not sure on the Saka to Jota move. Just feels wrong to sell Saka when he's doing so well this season and he's got 2 nice fixtures. Like West Ham and Burnley have got really poor defensive numbers. I'm not sure if I would do that. And he plays in 26. against Newcastle, who again worst in the league for expected goals conceded over the last 6. Bench Solanke, Saka or Garnacho. I would bench Garnacho. Richarlison to Son? No, definitely not. Son probably starts, but that seems pretty sideways. Like, Richarlison's banging form. And Son blanks in 26, so I wouldn't do that. Right, let's play a mini game. You've got to name the player that got this haul and the season. I'm looking for the name of the player and the season. We'll start with an easy one, and then we'll do a more difficult one later. Name the player and the season that got this haul. 31 points. Actually, the second biggest FPL score of all time, this was. The biggest score of all time was Rooney, who got 32 points. But Rooney's was before the triple captainship was introduced to the game. So with Rooney's, the most you could have got was 64. Imagine triple captaining a player for 93 points alone. I think a lot of you got it. Yeah. It's not Bale, it's not Defoe, it's not Dele Alli. It was Harry Kane. It was 2016-17 season. Double game week 37. He scored against Man United in the first game. And then he got 4 goals, 1 assist against Leicester in the second game. That is crazy. Yeah, imagine that. 93 points off your triple captain. And it shows it's not over till it's over. Like, that was the second last game week. And that game week decided a lot of mini leagues. Like, if you have 93 from one player, you're on for a 200 point game week. Because double game week 37 is always the biggest double game week, typically, of the whole season. So, you know, if you've got a bench boost, well, I guess you wouldn't have a bench boost if you're triple captain. But say you've got 10 other players that double, then you've got another 20 fixtures in your team. Like, you could easily break 200 points. I think the biggest score of all time was 227. They bench boosted, didn't triple captain. 227, I think, was the biggest score ever. That is crazy. Transfer out Tony or Watkins for Darwin. Watkins. Gross or Tavernier? Is that who to start? I think I'd start Gross still. Sassy says it's 6 AM right now, Oscar. Fair play. What time is it where you guys are, where you're tuned in from? Massive respect for tuning in at 6 AM. Tommy says he's planning on getting 228 this week. That'd be great, because then I could do a video about your team, Tommy. I did a video about the biggest score of all time. It's one of my best performing videos ever, actually. 9:50, almost 1 PM. 10:50 in Norway. 3:30 PM. What time zone would it be at 30 past when it's 50 past here? Or 2 PM. Pratik says Neto, Garnacho or He-Chan for a differential 6 million mid. Between those three, I think Garnacho. It would be Hwang if I knew he was going to start, but I'm not sure if he will because of the result last week. I don't think O'Neill changes anything. So therefore, I don't think Hwang comes straight back in. He's obviously just back from the Asian Cup. So it's possible, but I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps Sarabia and Neto. And obviously Cunha as the front three. So I'd say Garnacho. Neto's great, but I just don't like his injury record. I rarely bring in players that have a bad injury record. How we doing, Law? Welcome to the stream. 10 to 10, Dolores says. The manager says, is Foden starting? We've not had any team news yet. We probably will a bit close to the deadline. We've got just over an hour till deadline, so I imagine we'll get some early team news on City. I'm sure FPL Tony will come in clutch, as he often does, with some City team news. Which players are you hoping to get some early team news on? Haaland, Foden, De Bruyne? Is there anyone else? Pat says, best FPL CR, is that creator? He took a -8 last night. Darwin, Jota and Doughty in for Porro, Solanke and Gordon. Rolling now. You've got KDB, Haaland, Foden, Saka. Between Porro, Watkins, kept Watkins. What do you think? I don't hate those moves. Like, Gordon makes sense to sell. I'm keeping him and I'm hoping he plays in 26, but you never know with Eddie Howe. He could be injured and then it's Arsenal anyway. I think those are pretty good moves, yeah. I'm guessing you had to do the Porro to Doughty move as well to fund it. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't have done that, but I think that's fine. I do think Liverpool win pretty comfortably. I'm expecting like a 3-4-0 type result, so yeah, I'm jealous of anyone that's got Darwin and Jota for that one. Looking good. Dr. Yazan says, what's your own chip strategy? Are you making transfers? I am, yeah. I'm going to make my transfers a bit close to the deadline. I'm hoping to get some kind of team news on City, maybe that Foden starts, and then I'll go Watkins to Darwin, Bowen to Foden. If there's a leak that Foden doesn't start, then I'll get Jota instead. In terms of chip strategy, still a bit up in the air, but I'll triple captain Haaland in 25. I'll probably wildcard Gameweek 30 or 31. If I can, I'm going to save the free here, and I'll use that in 34 or 37. Those are double game weeks. 34 could be a blank and a double, so that could be a nice week to free here. But it really depends on who ends up doubling in 34. Because if it's not a great double, then I might not use it then. And then I'll bench boost whichever week I don't use the free hit in. But I'm totally open to bench boosting in a single game week if it makes more sense. I've done it before and it worked. So yeah, that's my loose chip strategy, but I could end up free hitting 29 depending on how that week looks. 29's blanks still to be confirmed after the FA Cup 5th round, which is the end of the month. The likes of Brighton, City, Liverpool, almost certainly blank. Arsenal, Chelsea. So straight away, I'm going to have loads of players blank in there. So I might be open to free hitting, but if I can scrape through with a -4, then I might just do that instead. Luton have a good chance of playing in 29, which would be really good because they double in 28. So I'd end up getting like Kaminsky and Doughty, something like that. Maybe Adebayo. Akil says, bench Palmer or Adebayo, captain Darwin or Jota. Between the two of those, I think I'd captain Darwin. Palmer or Adebayo. I'd still go Palmer. Even though Adebayo's got Sheffield United, I would rather start Palmer and bench Adebayo. Captain Darwin. Ren says it shows it's not over till it's over. He got 99 points last week, went up to 900k rankings in 1 week. Richarlison captain this week. Richarlison captain. I don't hate it. Playing against a leaky Brighton side. I don't hate it. I mean, he's got to be the most informed player right now, right? Yeah. Goes to show. Don't give up. It's not over till it's over. 1 big week can change everything. Mester F says got 2 free transfers. He's thinking of 26. He's got Trent, Doughty, Porro, Gusto, Saka, Foden, Gordon, Palmer, Jota, Watkins, Tony and Haaland. Who can I transfer with 1 free transfer? I would consider Watkins to Darwin. It is a risky move. Like, Watkins is banging form, and he does have okay fixtures himself. But if we compare them side by side, Watkins has got Man United, Fulham. Darwin's got Burnley, and then he's got the double Brentford and Luton. And then you just get Watkins back in 26 when they've got Forest home. So I think there's a definite opportunity to go Watkins to Darwin as a 2-week play, and then get Watkins back in. I think that's what I would do here. But rolling's fine as well. The team's quite nicely set up this week. So that's what I would do. Watkins to Darwin or roll. Will Vardy start? Probably. He's on the predicted lineups to start. You never know with Pep, but probably does, yeah. We were saying earlier, like, City have got Champions League midweek, so, and Pep's got everyone available, so Pep Roulette is back. But we might get some team news before the deadline anyway. So whatever we get, I'll let you know straight away before the deadline on City. Thomas says, new poll idea, rock, paper, scissors. Alright. I think I know what everyone's going to vote for. But let's see. Do you think it's worth going Tony to Darwin? No, definitely not. Tony doubles in 25. I know it's a bad double, but he's the type of player that scores against anyone. He got a brace against City last season. And then he's got a game in 26 as well, so... Valtra says, if this isn't a three-way tie poll, I quit. Let's see what it says. I knew it. So, apparently... men normally go for rock because it's more like a manly thing, rock. So if you're playing rock, paper, scissors against a man, then you go paper. Because statistically, they're slightly likelier to pick rock. One to bear in mind if you ever play rock, paper, scissors. You're mathematically likely to win if you go paper. That's the optimal RPS strategy. Marcus says, thanks for the 18 months, Marcus. He says, I have no idea what to do. Well, I can't help you with that, Marcus. That gives me no context. If in doubt, roll. That's all I can say. FPL Machine says Captain Darwin or Jota. I think Darwin. Let's have a look at the projected points. This is from FPL Review. It's pretty close, to be fair. Haaland's top, then Darwin. Then Trent, then Jota. I was playing around with the minutes a bit last night, so the ones with the black background aren't default minutes. But yeah, Haaland's top, and then it is Darwin, then Trent, then Jota. They're all great though. Like if you want to bet against Haaland, then I think it has to be a Liverpool player. Blair says, had to do an emergency wildcard. Any thoughts? Also talk about bench headache. Vardy over an Arsenal defender if he starts 5 AM in the US. I think you have to start Vardy, just because they've got way better clean sheet odds this week. But we're not doing team IDs, by the way. For those that have chucked their team IDs, check the pinned message. I decided after last week's stream that we're not going to do IDs, because last week, if I do one, then I have to do them all. And last week's stream just turned into a rate my team stream. So I also asked a couple of other streamers what they do, and they said the same about the IDs. Because otherwise, I'm just messing around trying to get your team up in the other window, look at your team, and then I can't interact with chat, and I end up doing rate my teams the whole stream. So apologies for that, but that's the thinking behind the IDs. I think it's better for the quality of the stream. Bradley says, hang on, so yeah, I'll start Vardy to answer that question. Arsenal defender first on bench. Bradley says, thoughts on Cash to Walker if he starts, Gordon to Jota, and Watkins to Darwin from -8. If not, what did you recommend? I'd keep Cash. He's alright for the next few weeks, because Conser's injured. Conser's not back to early March, so Cash should be alright for the next few game weeks now. So I would do the other two moves, and not the Walker move. Yeah, avoid the Walker hit. Gordon to Jota, Watkins to Darwin. Danish says, thinking of -4. Nunez in for Solanke, worth it? Nah, not for a -4. I wouldn't do it for a hit. Ginger Dude says, have you ever owned a player for the entire season? I don't think I have, actually. Have you guys owned anyone since Gameweek 1? What was my Gameweek 1 team? I don't think so. Oh, this is going to be a throwback now, looking at my Gameweek 1 team. Oh, Pickford. Bloody hell. What a nightmare he was. I had Haaland, but I sold Haaland, so... I had Bruno Rashford. I had double Man United mid. God, did anyone else have double Man United mid Gameweek 1? What was that? I did Dogi. Saka. I can't remember. I think I sold Saka as well. So, I haven't owned anyone all season. Gabriel as well. God, don't get me started on Gabriel. No, this is tilting me looking at my Gameweek 1 team. Gabriel, those benchings. And then on my wildcard, I switch him to Saliba. And then obviously Gabriel gets that monster haul game week where he gets the goal, assist, clean sheet, bonus. Bloody Gabriel. Gabriel keeps me up at night. Tor says, can we see the Gameweek 29 graphic? You can indeed. It's from FPL Spaceman if you wanted to pull up his Twitter and have a full look at it. But that's the odds of the Gameweek 29 fixtures. So those are the Gameweek 29 fixtures. This column is the percentage chance of that fixture going ahead. So like, there's only a 6% chance Brighton play City. So they'll almost certainly blank. These blanks will be decided at the end of this month, in a couple of weeks' time, after the FA Cup 5th round. So yeah, Burnley, Brentford, Fulham, Spurs, West Ham and Villa definitely playing 29. The rest to be decided after the next round of the FA Cup. Oh yeah, what was the rock, paper, scissors results? Rock wins, told you. What are your plans for 29? I'm going to really just wait and see what happens with the FA Cup. There's normally 1 or 2 upsets. So if I can scrape through, then I'm inclined to do that. If I'm getting to 29 and I've got like, 6 players, 7 players, then I'll free hit. Luton playing in 29 would massively help because they double the week before. So you could get in a few double Gameweek players like Kaminsky, Doughty, Barkley, Adebayo. But if they blank in 29 as well, then I think free hitting makes sense. Because then you load up on double Gameweek players. Like you could get Senesi, you could get Neto. I'd probably rather have Neto than Kaminsky. I mean, it's an incredible double. It's like basically the best possible double you could get. So I think that's a strategy that works as well, depending on Luton, I suppose. Yeah, Luton and Gameweek 29 is going to affect Chip's strategy a lot, I think. Because if they blank, then I think it makes sense to free hit 29 and just go all in on the double the week before. Then you get your team back in 30, and then you can wildcard or delay a week. Because I think City and Arsenal play each other in Gameweek 30, so there is logic to wait until 31. Because you don't really want to have all those players playing against each other. So yeah, that's my loose thoughts on that. Not sure if Alvarez plays today. We should get some news as we approach the deadline. We've got just under an hour till the deadline, so anything we get, I'll let you guys know straight away. And thank you all for being here. Got 2,800 tuned in, so if you've enjoyed this stream, drop it a like and hit subscribe. I do these streams every week and make FPL videos, so I appreciate you being here. Play Virgil or Walker? I'd play Virgil. Play Solanke or Watkins? Solanke. Bentley says, poll idea, triple captain 25, 28 or 37. Yeah, we'll do that. When are you triple captain him? Gameweek 25, Gameweek 28. We'll go Gameweek 37 or used it already. Who's used theirs already? Anurag, thanks for the super chat. Thoughts on Solanke and Saka for Haaland and Barkley for 2 free transfers to captain Haaland? Or sell Watkins instead and get 6.7 mil to buy mid. Have KDB, Foden, Richie and Palmer. So maybe have to sell Saka, Cobble to Alfie for -4 as an option. Yeah, I think I'd rather sell Watkins because... Are you saying you'd have 6.7 mil and you still have to sell Saka? I'm not sure about that this week. I'd rather sell Watkins than Solanke, I would say. Yeah, I think Barkley makes sense. Oh, it's a difficult one to answer. Yeah, I think I would do Watkins to Haaland. Yeah, you need to get Haaland basically. 6.7 mil mids though. Who are the options in that price bracket? There's not many. Probably Barkley is the best one. Yeah. I think you got it right. Watkins to Haaland. Yeah, it's difficult. Because Solanke does have Newcastle and then City. But he does double in 28. So, if you can get back to Solanke, for his double, then it probably makes slightly more sense to sell. You probably get more out of Watkins over the next couple games. But it's a 2-week play, so there's not much in it. Solanke's got Fulham and Newcastle. Watkins has got Man United, Fulham. I think I'd sell Solanke if I had the choice. Dr. Yazan says, Dubravka, Areola, Gabriel, Porro, Trent, Stupinan, Gabriel, Cabore, Foden, Saka, Richarlison, Palmer, Gordon, Solanke, Harlem. One transfer. How would you line up transfers? Lost who to get? Not sure who your bench is. Hard to say. Cabore, I don't think plays. I'd say Darwin if you can get to him. But I don't know who your other forward is. I would do Solanke to Darwin if you can afford that. I think you're saying you can't though, right? You could do Gorland to Barkley, Solanke to Darwin. That works. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Luke says, hey, yo, not sure what to do today. Could take a -8 for Haaland, replacing Archer and Salah. Get 2 low price midfielders. Got 2 free transfers, and next week and pray. Thoughts? -8 for Haaland, replacing Archer and Salah. Yeah, I would do that. Like, Salah's out for this game week. It's really annoying and unfortunate how that's happened, because those of you that have held on to him have been a bit unlucky, because he would have been a massive differential. But I'm not sure if he starts both in the doubles, so I would definitely do that. Yeah, I'd sell Salah for a cheap mid. Archer to Haaland. I'm not sure how much you can spend on the mid, but if you can get to someone like Foden or Jota, I would do that. I'd prioritise Foden. Yeah, I would do that. Dr. Yazan says, should I get -4, -8 for a better keeper? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take a -4, -8 for a keeper. Not worth it. I mean, if you want a keeper, you could do it for free next week, but it's not worth a hit this week. I don't like hits for keepers. You can kind of justify it in a double, but never in a single. Because you need them to keep a clean sheet and get some save points. Cunha or Palmer? Palmer. Oh, is it frozen? Am I still here? Uh-oh. Can you still hear me? My browser's frozen. My browser's literally frozen. Oh, this is bad. What do I do here? Can you still hear me? Oh my god, my browser's literally frozen. I can't change tabs or anything. Let me know. I can still see it on OBS. I can see the chat. You can still hear me. Oh god, what do I do? Alright, I'm going to have to end the process in Task Manager, because I have to be able to change tabs in case there's any news to bring up. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on the Be Right Back slide. I'll still be here. I'll end the process. I'm going to get the browser back up, and then I'll be back in like 30 seconds. So, hang on. So I'm going to do that, end that, open that back up, restore session. Hang on. Studio mode. Let me make sure I'm going to the right thing as well. Did that work? Boom, look at that. Easy. I've learned from my mistakes. Last time I did that, I think I restarted my computer and lost everything. Alright, perfect. Good. Crisis averted. Right, let's have a check if there's any leaks yet. Robertson starts. That's all we've got so far. Yeah, we were saying that earlier. It makes sense Robertson starts because Gomez is out. So Tsimikas is still out, obviously. So therefore it has to be Robertson. Is anyone tempted by Robertson? I mean, does he start both in the double? I'm not sure if he does or not. Could do. Could be a massive differential. So when you triple captain in, a 61% game week 25, 22% game week 28, 11% game week 37, 6% have used it already. We've got Jota in the chat, do we? Didn't know Jota played FPL. That reminds me, if anyone's not checked out my website, fpl.page, it's completely free. And there's loads of stuff in here like bonus points, top 10k stats, price changes, fixture ticker, so you can sort by difficulty. And then there's the Players League, which is like actual footballers that play FPL. James Justin 7.1k. Ekdal is 7.2k. Ekdal's owned himself and his team all season, even though he's only got 5 points all season. So that's crazy. Like, to be top 10k and owning Ekdal, set and forget, that is ridiculous. Fabian Scher 720k. Astor Haaland is just behind Scher, Captain Haaland. Madison 769k. Are you guys beating Madison? Flame says use it all the time. Great website. Thank you very much. Yeah, fpl.page if you want to check it out. Completely free. Alvin says, do you think you'd be a good manager in real life? Probably not, to be honest with you. FPL and actual football management are two completely different things. You've got to be really good with man management, like tactical knowledge. I'm not sure I would. Like, I'm fine in Sunday League. Like, I'm quite bossy in Sunday League. Well, I say Sunday League. I don't play Sunday often. I play every Wednesday at, like, 6 or 7 aside. But, yeah, in terms of actual, like, professional football, I doubt it. I don't think I would. That'd be an interesting experiment, wouldn't it? Imagine if you put someone like me in charge of a Premier League club would get relegated. How are we doing, Victor? I'm very well, thanks. Yeah, Andy Murray plays FPL. I could add him to the tracker. KSI's all over it this season. He follows me, actually, KSI. Walker or Gabriel? If we get a leak that Walker starts, I'd go Walker. Otherwise, if we don't, I'd be tempted to go safe with Gabriel. But we should know by the deadline players like Walker, Haaland, Foden. But yeah, all we've had so far in terms of leaks is that Robertson starts. Garnacho or Watkins? Watkins. Cunha or Watkins? Ooh. I think Watkins again there. Oscar Focal to Oldham United. Here we go. There we go. I don't even know what league Oldham are in. League 1, are they? I'd get them relegated again. Who do you guys support? Do you support a Premier League team or someone further down the football pyramid or another league entirely? Or are you just a general football fan? A neutral? Harry took a -8. Did he actually? Clop out, Oscar in. There we go. Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I might have to fire an email over to Liverpool just in case they're interested. I'll tell them I'm former #1 in FPL if they're interested in me taking over Klopp's reign. But no, football management's hard. You've got to be very good with man management, motivation, all that stuff. Don't think I'd be cut out for that. Totally different ball game. Dortmund, West Ham, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Southampton, Chelsea, Arsenal, Bolton, Ipswich. Saliba to Doughty from We Talk Football. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't think I would do that. I'd say they're pretty even this week in terms of how they could do. And even in 25, to be honest with you, like, it's a horrendous double for Luton. And Saliba doesn't blank in 26. I don't think I'd make that move. Liverpool. Does Darwin not tempt you? Yeah, I'm bringing in Darwin in this stream. That'll be my transfer. I'll be selling Watkins to Darwin. And it'll be Bowen to Foden. And that'll be my 2 moves. But I'm waiting until close to the deadline because I'd like to get a leak, ideally, that Foden starts. And obviously, if on the off chance there's a leak Foden doesn't, then I'll go Foden to Jota. So I'm waiting for now. I wrote out last night's price changes just in case there's any last minute news. But yeah, Robertson starts. That's all we've had so far. Do you know any active or former managers who play FPL? I don't know any, actually. I don't know if you guys saw Postecoglou's press conference when he first joined Spurs. He said he'd been playing FPL for 20 years, so that is literally since it first started. And he had to stop playing. And he was saying like his mates were asking him for like leaks, and he couldn't give them that, and he had to stop playing entirely, obviously. I won't be surprised if Postecoglou still plays, but he's made a throwaway account. Yeah, I'm going to make moves. I'm waiting till a bit close to the deadline. I'm hoping we get some news that Foden starts, and then I'll make that move. But right now I've got 2 free transfers, and I've not done anything. So, yeah, I'm going to wait a bit. Probably about half an hour, I'll make my moves. Imagine Mourinho having an FPL channel. It would be interesting to see how an actual football manager would do on FPL. Again, it's a different ballpark. Because someone that, you know, passes the eye test in footballing terms isn't necessarily a good pick. And you'd have to have a deep understanding of the rules of FPL. Because, you know, otherwise you'd pick players like Rodri, who are absolutely world class, but not great FPL picks. Florian says 662 in the world at the moment, top 1k. What rank are you guys at the moment? Let us know in chat. Your honest rank. I should invite Mourinho on, he's got a lot of free time now. Worth a go, isn't it? He probably doesn't know what FPL is. No, you've not missed much, Levi. Robertson starts 13k, 61k, 300k, 21k. 124th, Ben. Are you top of the Focal League? Who's top of the Focal League? If anyone's not in it, the link's in the description. Overall rank. Yeah, there you are. You're not even joking. This is the Focal League. Look, there's Ben. 124th in the world. Reese is top. He's 12th. FPL Chai, Dylan. He's 19th. Yeah, if you want to join the league, link in the description and code if you want to join. Johnny's 12k. Very close at the top. Well, yeah, well in Ben. Fair play. And he's a member. Aloe Black says, is Watkins to Nunez essential this week if the rest of the team's in order? I'm not sold. Not essential. Definitely not. Definitely not. What's this? We've got a leak from Tony. Foden starts. There's the first leak. Foden starts. So that's my transfer sorted. Alright, let me share that as well. So there's some good news if you've got Foden or looking to bring him in. Let me catch up on Super Chats as well. So Foden starts. There's the first bit of early team news. Any more? I'll let you know straight away. FPL Tony, that was from. Worth a follow if you're not. Dr. Yazan says... Oh, I did that one. Aloe Black... Oh, no, I did do that. I'm caught up. Alright, perfect. Bench Watkins or Gabriel? Oh, probably Gabriel. Got to go for the upside pick, haven't you, in Watkins? So Foden starts. Robertson starts. That's what we've got so far. Bound to be a bit more. We've got just over half an hour till the deadline. What other players do you guys want to know about? Any De Bruyne owners? I see a few Walker owners. So Foden starts, Robertson starts. So yeah, actually I'll make the first transfer now. Let's do that. Bowen to Foden, confirm transfer. There we go. That's one move sorted. One more to go. I mean, I could roll the second transfer, but I kind of want to slice that Liverpool fixture, and I've got no attackers at the moment. But yeah, again, like to answer that question earlier, it's not an essential move. I think rolling with Watkins is perfectly fine. I just think this week Darwin on paper should do better, and in 25 he should do better, and then I'll get Watkins back in 26. What's the second consideration? It's Watkins to Darwin for me. I can't get Jota, unfortunately. Oh, I need to refresh Foden's fixtures under his name. There we go. Better late than never with Foden, eh? Missed the 20-pointer. Fair play if you had him last week. But I'm glad to have him. At least he starts. So that's what we've got so far. Robertson starts, Foden starts. So yeah, a lot of people got Alvarez, De Bruyne. That's what we've got so far. Anything else, I'll let you know straight away. Keep Watkins, says Amin. I'll do a poll for it if you think I should do that move or not. It's a free transfer as well. What would you suggest? Do it or roll the second transfer? A poll of overall ranks would be cool. Yeah, I've thought that before, but I'm not sure what thresholds I'd do. I guess it'd be like top 10k, top 100k, top 500k, top 1 mil. But then you have to have outside of that as well. I can't afford to sell Solanke. Otherwise, I would do that, by the way. Yeah, if I could, I'd sell Solanke, but I can't. I haven't got enough money for it. Adam in the chat says, Darwin is a scam artist. How dare you, Adam? To be honest, like as Raphael... Oh, did I pause the music? As Raphael says, he is a criminal underperformer. But the next two game weeks are just irresistible for me. I think they beat Burnley 3-4-0. And then he's got the double. And then I'll sell him. It's not like I'm picking him up for a long span. It's just a short-term play. Dr. Yazan says, please, mate, sell Watkins for Tony, Darwin, Adebayo, and why? Midfielders Jota or KDB. I sent my team in a super chat 5-10 minutes ago. Thanks a lot. I prefer Darwin to Tony and Adebayo. For those reasons. Great fixture this week. Great fixture in 25. And then you can sell him in 26. And get Watkins back. That's my plan. In terms of the midfielders, Jota or KDB. KDB obviously better, but it depends. Does he start this week? I would just hold fire if you can for some team news. Because if we get a leak that De Bruyne doesn't start, then Jota, easy. So it depends on that. If we don't get any news, then I would say KDB because he plays in 26, but I imagine we'll get some news on that before the deadline. So yeah, Watkins to Darwin. Emil says Alvarez and Solanke for Haaland and Adebayo. Yeah, I like that. Again, it's one of those that could backfire, but we might even... If I'm honest, I'm not sure Alvarez starts this week. I think there's going to be some rotation. I wouldn't be surprised if De Bruyne doesn't start. Alvarez doesn't start. We might see one of Grealish or Doku come in. Bernardo down the right. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of rotation this week. I mean, last week, Pep started basically all of them. All the attackers. But yeah, I think there'll be a bit of rotation. So I would make those moves, yeah. So yeah, in terms of leaks so far, if anyone's joining late, Foden starts, Robertson starts. That's all we've got. And Darwin starts. I think that's what this means. Let me pull this tweet up. It's from the Anfield Talk, who are reliable. Darwin starts. Is that what that means? I think that does. They normally tweet GIFs of players, rather than saying specifically. So that's Darwin starting. So that's my second transfer locked in. I'll make it in like 15 or so minutes though. I mean, he has to start, yeah. I think that was pretty obvious anyway, to be honest. I guess the only question mark was, did he get flu? Because like some players have picked up flu, haven't they? Or maybe just one, Gomez. Pro Player says, Estupinian or Cash with Van Dijk or save a transfer? If you have to start them this week, then I would sell Estupinian. Cash is fine, because Conce's injured till the start of March. So Cash has actually become like a handy asset if you still got him at this point. Because after Man United, they've got a few nice fixtures. So I would keep cash. If you have to play a defender this week, then Estupiñán to Van Dijk. Will Maddock, thanks for the super chat as well. Thanks for that, Will. So the latest news is Foden starts, Darwin starts, Robertson starts. Let me just pull up the leaks again and keep checking that in the background. Anything else we get, I'll let you know straight away. I know a lot of you have got the likes of De Bruyne. Some of you want to know about Alvarez, Walker. Yeah, Tony leaked the Foden, so we got that one. Let's have a quick look at the most transferred players. Most transferred in this week is Haaland, 592,000, and then it's Jota, 570,000. Richarlison in third, then Foden, Darwin, Doughty, Trippier, Adebayo, De Bruyne, Cunha. Yeah, if you guys are looking to bring in someone like De Bruyne this week, I would wait till a bit close to the deadline, just in case we get a leak that he doesn't start. There's no reason not to. Unless you're Harry and at the airport and about to board your plane and fly and going to miss the deadline. But that's a very exceptional circumstance. Most sold players. Gordon, 673,000 sales. Then Bowen, Solanke, Alvarez, Isak, Pedro Porro, João Pedro, Estupiñán. Yeah, in case you missed it, Isak is out, João Pedro's out. Is there anyone else? Gordon's out, obviously, top here. Bowen's got Arsenal, so I've just sold him for Foden off the back of that leak that Foden starts. Yeah, Tony said Foden starts, so anything else I'll let you know. Keep your questions coming. Sell Watkins to Darwin for free. Oh, 47% say I should do it. 53% say don't. That's surprising. I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought you guys would be in favour of the move. But maybe I should do a poll. Should I listen to chat? I've been cursed before by going with what chat said. Maybe wisdom of the crowd is a myth on a deadline stream. He's total trash. That is harsh. Darwin's underlying numbers are exceptional. I know he's really frustrating. He misses big chances. He set a record for hitting the woodwork 4 times the other day. But the next 2 game weeks, Burnley, Brentford, Luton in 2 game weeks. And then I'll get Watkins back before Forest in game week 26. Oscar says, who wins the Premier League this season? We'll do a poll for that. Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, and then other. Darwin is the crossbar challenge champion. Zeptar says, Solanke to Alvarez gives me 3 City. Watkins to Morris and Gordon to Salah next week. All 3 transfers. I've got a feeling Salah's being overlooked. The problem is Salah is out this game week. So is he going to start both in the double? Probably not. So I think unfortunately Salah's probably in a void now. I'm not sure if I do Solanke to Alvarez either, if I'm honest. I'm a bit worried about Alvarez's minutes. I'm not even sure if he starts this game week, if I'm honest. Watkins to Morris, I wouldn't do that either. I'm not sure about any of those moves, if I'm honest. If you haven't got Darwin, I prefer selling Solanke or Watkins to Darwin. Like, can you afford Watkins to Darwin, Gordon to Jota, for example, or Foden? I'm not keen on any of those moves. I'd say Solanke and Alvarez are pretty close this week, so I wouldn't do that. KDB bench, is that... De Bruyne benched. Let's pull that up. I said this earlier, I had a feeling he might not start. Lazy FPL, reliable for City. They say De Bruyne doesn't start for Man City. So Foden starts, De Bruyne doesn't. Look at this reply. FPL Raptors are bald fraud. That is harsh. Let me just quickly message my brother that KDB doesn't start. Don't know if he's following the leaks. I've just messaged him. So De Bruyne doesn't start, Foden does, Darwin starts, Robertson starts. That's what we've got so far. Alvarez to start then. I still wouldn't be surprised if Alvarez doesn't either, but let's keep an eye out. So far that's what we know. Omar says, Son, Porro, Gross, Walker and Palmer, bench 1. Out of all of those, I think it has to be Gross. Yeah, I'd start Gross, unless there's a leak Walker doesn't start. Otherwise, Gross on the bench. Aya's got 2 free transfers, currently 412th in the world. He did go into Jota, and ready to take Haaland for Alvarez if he doesn't start. Or Watkins or Solanke. Is bringing Trent in a wise move from -4 since Bradley's out? Or should I go Darwin? I mean, yeah, if you've got a defender that you're having to start that you don't want to, then I think Trent's okay for a -4. Because he's definitely going to start, because Gomez is out. So then Robertson comes in at left back. Kwanzaa plays in centre back. Trent has to play right back, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Alvarez to Haaland if he doesn't start. Or Watkins or Solanke if he starts. Yeah, I like the Trent move. I think you got that bang on there. Fair play as well. Top 500 in the world. Elliot says, thoughts on Bowen and Gordon to Jota and Garnacho. Yeah, I like that. Good moves. Yeah, I'm jealous of Jota owners this week. Burnley home. As I said earlier, I think they win that comfortably. 3-4-0. And Garnacho is just a great enabler, and he plays in 26. If anyone wants a refresher on the upcoming doubles and blanks, those are the upcoming doubles, blanks. 25 is a double, obviously. 26 is a blank. 28 is a double, small double. And then 29. So make sure you have a full 11 in 26, if you can. Even if it needs a -4. Tom Smith says, Solanke to Darwin or Bowen to Jota, already of Watkins. I prefer Bowen to Jota. Bowen's got Arsenal, Solanke's got Fulham. I'd rather sell Bowen in that scenario. So, yeah, in terms of what we've got so far, leaks-wise. Oh, Darwin starts. There we go. Right, I'm going to make my other move then. Let's do that. So, Watkins to Darwin. Make transfers. Watkins, Darwin. Confirm transfers. It's done. Let's take a screenshot of that. Whoa, that was loud. Gameweek 24. Watkins. There we go. It's done. The moves are locked in. So we'll keep an eye out now for any leaks that could benefit you guys. In terms of what we've had so far, Foden starts. De Bruyne doesn't. Robertson starts. Darwin starts. If there's anything else, I'll let you know straight away. Let me just quickly refresh that. No flu for Jota. Jota starts. There we go. So Jota starts, Darwin starts, Foden starts, Robertson starts, KDB benched. That's what we've got so far. And we've got 20 or so minutes till deadline. Thank you all for being here. We've got 4,500 tune in. So if you've enjoyed the stream so far and benefit from the leaks, then drop it a like to show support. Or dislike if you haven't enjoyed the stream. And hit subscribe. Yeah, I guess Haaland's the last one, but I'll be incredibly surprised. I mean, if Haaland doesn't start, then I'll have to sort out my captaincy. Yeah, who would I captain if Haaland doesn't start? Darwin? Trent? I'm expecting him to start, to be honest. 50% reckon City wins the league, then Liverpool, then Arsenal, and then other. FPL Main Road was the one that tweeted about Jota. Nick says, who to start? KDB, Gusto or Estupinian? The thing is, we've just found out De Bruyne start, so I'd probably start Gusto now, based on that. It is risky, like, obviously KDB could come off the bench and get something. That is a headache, that is a real headache, but I think in that scenario, I would start Gusto. I mean, Chelsea have got really good clean sheet odds. He is an attacking fullback. 36% chance of a clean sheet. And Palace about Eze, Elise, Guehi. So I think Chelsea win that one. I think we see a reaction after last week's loss to Wolves. And obviously they beat Villa in the Cup, which was a massive result. So I would start Gusto. Start Gross over KDB. Again, I would start Gross in that scenario. It seems madness, doesn't it? But it just makes sense logically. There is potential for KDB to come off the bench and haul like he did. So if you'd rather just start the player with really high ownership in case that happens, then I get it. But I think I would take a chance on it. Tony to Darwin. No, I definitely don't do that. Tony's great. Doubles in 25, doesn't blank in 26 or 29. Keep Tony. Is Ake starting? We haven't done anything on Ake, so I don't know about Ake. What's the City news? City news is that Foden starts, KDB's on the bench. And the Liverpool news is that Darwin, Robertson and Jota start. That's what we've got so far. I'll keep checking for anything else like Alvarez, Haaland, I suppose, Walker, anyone else you've got there. Shut Up says, who should I buy, Robbo or Van Dijk for this and the double game week? I'd still rather go Van Dijk. I know Robertson's obviously more attacking, there's more upside, will take some corners and so on, but I'm not sure if he starts both in the double, so I think I'd play it safe with Van Dijk. Matthew says, do I need Darwin? I've decided we're not doing the IDs anymore, Matthew. The reason being is if I do one, I've got to do them all. And last week it was like a rate my team stream, which wasn't very enjoyable viewing. It's up to you. You could sell Watkins or Solanke if you can afford that. I don't think you can afford to sell Solanke. No, you can. Yeah, I'd sell Solanke for Darwin. It's not essential, but I'd probably do that in your shoes. But that's it. I'm not doing IDs. Sorry, guys. For that reason, like if I do one, I'll do them all, and then I'm just sidetracked doing rate my teams rather than chatting with chat. Chatting with chat? Yeah, that makes sense. Why don't you buy Jota? I had to pick between Foden and Jota, and in the end I went Foden because he plays in 26. That was all it came down to. I'd love to have Jota. I'm envious of Jota owners, but I had to pick between the two. And because of the price changes, I can't actually afford Jota now. Last night, Jota went up. He's 8.2 now. Trent went up. Haaland went up. Haaland's 14.3 now. That makes him the second most expensive of all time. Henry is still by far the most expensive. I think he hit 14.8 back in 2003. Start Gabriel or Gusto? Gabriel. Bench Solanke or Watkins for Palmer. I mean, Solanke's got the better fixture, so I'd bench Watkins. But yeah, it's one of those, like we saw happen last week. Solanke got a hat-trick against Forest in a reverse fixture and he blanks. Watkins blanked against Sheffield United in a reverse fixture and he got a massive haul. So it's one of those. It's just variance, but on paper, Watkins makes more sense to bench between him and Solanke. Official Lion Z says, hey Oscar, which three would you start between Scar? Is that Cher? Scar. Estupinan, Udogie, Gusto and Gabriel. I'd start Gabriel, Gusto and... probably Udogie. It's between Cher and Udogie. Probably Udogie. Would you start Odegaard or KDB? I'd start Odegaard. Scott says, without KDB's service to Haaland, is Darwin a better captain this week? I don't think necessarily. Like, Haaland's done perfectly fine before De Bruyne came back. He got 20 points against Fulham, 16 against United, 16 against Chelsea. All of that was without KDB, so I don't think so. Obviously, it's better when he's got KDB service. If anyone has just joined us, the news we've got so far is Foden starts, Darwin, Robertson and Jota start for Liverpool. KDB's on the bench. Mike says Captain Darwin and Jota is a differential to Haaland. Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. If I had to pick between them all, I would say Darwin and then Jota, but I think it's close. Let's do a captain poll. Jota, Darwin, Haaland. And then if you vote for other, let us know in chat who your other is. So let's have a final look at the captain poll results. And then Haaland starts. There we go. I'll bring that tweet up for you. There we go. Oh, still got the price changes up. Sorry. Haaland starts. FPL Tony. So there we go. So in terms of everything we've got so far, Darwin, Robertson, Jota, Foden and Haaland start. KDB doesn't. I'm sure there's still a few players you want to know about, like Alvarez, right? So anything else we get, I'll let you know straight away. But that's what we got so far. So yeah, Foden's a great move this week. So's Jota, so's Darwin. TCK says Darwin for Watkins or Konsa for Van Dijk would be a -4. Depends on the rest of your defence, TCK. Like if you're down a defender, then I would make the -4 for Van Dijk. I'd rather do that. Unless you've got like a really solid defender you can play off your bench, you know, like Gusto or something like that. You know, if it's like me and you've got someone like Pinnock, then I would rather make that move. I'd rather sell Konsa. Oblivious says, using one of 2 free transfers to go Gross to Jota, but I only have 4 doublers for 25. Thoughts on Palmer to Garnacho in 25 to have 11 play him? You mean 26? AO recommended players. Yeah, Gross to Jota, I like that. Palmer to Garnacho? Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, see how you look in 26. There might be better routes to go. Because, you know, Garnacho might not play in 29. Very quickly, these are the Gameweek 29 blank percentages. Man United only have a 37% chance of playing in Gameweek 29. So you might want to go something like a defender that doesn't play to Pau Torres, for example. That sort of thing. Stone starts. There's another leak. So does Walker start? No. Walker doesn't start. Let me bring these two up. So Walker doesn't start. There you go, Walker owners. And the other one is Stone starts. So, if I have it all correct, Foden, Stones, Haaland, Darwin, Robertson, Jota start. KDB and Walker on the bench. Anything else we get before the deadline, I'll let you know. I guess there's Alvarez owners wondering. There might be a few other players. So Walker doesn't start. Stones does. Yeah, De Bruyne on the bench. So there you go. If you've got Walker, don't start him. Put him on your bench. We haven't had any news on Trent, but I'm pretty confident he starts because Gomez is out. Flanny says, join me, Darwin captain, join me, Oscar. No, I'm sticking with Haaland. I'm sticking with Haaland. I guess I could change the vice to Darwin, but that's about it. I guess I'll do that. No, I'll leave it on Trent. I mean, we know Haaland starts anyway, so it's irrelevant, isn't it? Unless he pulls up in the warm-up. Alex says, do you think Morris is likely to start? I think he's back in the 11 recently, but yeah, he probably does. I think recently he's been starting with Adebayo, hasn't he? He had a spell on the bench, but I believe he's been back starting recently, so I imagine he does. But Adebayo seems to be the one, right? Because he's starting every game. And they're using him for his aerial threat and set pieces. And he's doing well. Like, have you seen the top scoring forwards? There's like two. There's Adebayo and Morris in like the top 10. Oblivious says bench one out of Trent, Gabriel, Saliba and Porro. I would just bench Saliba, I suppose. Gabriel slightly more attacking than Saliba. Porro, you have to start him. Trent, you have to start him. Bench Saliba. So yeah, in terms of all the leaks and news so far, Foden, Stones, Haaland start for City. KDB and Walker on the bench for City. Or don't start. Maybe they're not even in a squad. Probably on the bench. Darwin, Robertson and Jota start for Liverpool. That's everything reliable we've had so far. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, there's some incentive to hit that subscribe button to get the early team news to help with your FPL teams every game week. Clean sheet odds, I'll quickly pull those up. These are the clean sheet odds for the game week. Nah, KDB's not starting Hamza. That's what the leakers are telling us. Not sure about Bernardo, we've not had anything on him. Or Alvarez, actually. Keep saying Gomez is out, do you mean Konate? There was a rumour that Gomez is coming down with flu, right? Let me pull it up again. It was this. Klopp said there were a few players battling flu in the Liverpool squad. And the rumour was that Gomez was one of those. So based on that, that's what I'm basing it on. If any of you played Draft, I picked up Quansah this week. Could be him and Van Dijk centre-back. Yazan says, why did you get Darwin, not Tony? I know Tony's got tough games in Game Week 25, but he still plays in 26, which gets you another player for 26 and avoid a chip. I'm okay in 26, Yazan. I can roll in 25 if I want. And then I'll spend 2 moves in 26, like Trent to Pau Torres, Darwin to Watkins. And that gets me 11 players, unless Gordon's out. Yeah, I'm sure there was rumours that it was Gomez that had come down with it. What's going on with the likes? What is going on with the likes? I don't know what the count is because mine's not updated. Mine says 13. Have we hit 1,000 yet? If not, let's get it to 1,000. IE says, would you do Ødegaard to Jota from -4? I don't know if I'd do that for a hit. I don't hate it, but I don't think I'd do it for a hit. I don't hate the move, but it's personally not a hit I would take, but I don't hate it. Yeah, I mean, it depends what kind of manager you are. An aggressive manager, I think I would do that, but if you're a more conservative manager, like, is Jota going to outscore Ødegaard by 4? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. I probably wouldn't do that myself. Solanke and Konsa to Darwin and Stones -4. I like the Darwin move. Stones, I'm not sure if he starts both in the double, if I'm honest. Probably doesn't. I don't know if I'd get Stones for a hit. But if you have to get a City defender, then yeah, it's fine. Unless there's a leak that Vardy or Ake start, they're probably a bit better than Stones. Because he's only just back, and he's so injury prone. Bang Bang says, how about Alvarez? We've not had anything on Alvarez. We might well do before the deadline. We've still got about 10 minutes, or not even that. But if anyone's joined us last minute, the news is that Foden, Stones and Haaland start. KDB and Walker don't start. Darwin, Robertson and Jota start for Liverpool. We've not had anything for any other teams, just City and Liverpool. But I suppose those are the main ones you guys were wondering about, right? So if we get any more like Bernardo, Alvarez, then I'll let you know. Time Traveller's Notebook, thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I can't see anything else so far on the rest of the City team. Yeah, not sure about Akanji, Bernardo, Rodri, I'm sure he starts. KDB for Son. KDB is on the bench for City, so don't sell Son. Meg, FPL Cat Lady says Watkins to Darwin, or Solanke to Darwin, and Porro to Doughty for a -4. I was saying earlier, I'm just not sure about Doughty. I think he's great for the double in 28, but I feel like the next 2 game weeks might be a trap. I'll hold my hands up if he hauls against Sheffield United, because it's a nice fixture this week, but I feel like in the double in 25, he probably comes away with like 2 or 3 points, in my opinion. So I'd rather sell Watkins and avoid a hit, if it was me. And Solanke's got a better fixture this week, so that's what I would do, Meg, personally. You know, unless it frees up money for something else you can do in 25, but otherwise I would just keep it simple with the one move and avoid the hit. I think you're asking for trouble as well, selling Solanke when he's got Fulham, and Porro, who's home to Brighton. Anthony Jones, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships. Thanks very much for that, Ant. Very, very generous of you. Thanks, Ant. Those went to Lemon, Osteen, Matt Footy got it, Daniel and Cal. If you got one of those from Anthony, make sure you thank him. Richard says Burn, Gabriel or Gusto. I'm not sure Burn even starts, to be honest with you. I think Livramento might come in. Gabriel or Gusto? I would go probably Gabriel. It's very close, that one. That's 50-50. Gusto's more attacking, but Gabriel better defence. Davidson says, yay, thank you, Anthony. There we go. So does Osteen. Right, if anyone's joining us last minute, just a quick refresher on the leaks. We've got Foden, Stones, Haaland start for Man City. KDB and Walker don't start for City. And in terms of Liverpool, Darwin, Robertson and Jota start. And I'll keep checking in case there's anything else last minute, but that might be all we get. Might be one more before the deadline. I don't know anything on Alvarez, actually. Anas, thanks for the super chat. FPL is more than... Your name's cut off. A hobby? I vaguely remember that's your name, but I can't see it here. It's cut off. KDB or Gross? I mean, based on the league, I think Gross actually makes more sense. You know, if I've got someone like KDB or Gross, KDB and Garnacho even, I think you have to just start the player that's going to start. As mad as it sounds, to bench someone like KDB. But I know some of you might think like, well, he came off the bench and got 12 points. So if you just want to start him regardless, that's fine. But you are taking on the risk of a decent chance of a 1-pointer as well. So something to think about. Solanke or KDB? Solanke. Son starts? We don't know. He has been training, so I'd imagine he probably does. I imagine Werner probably drops out. So you'd start Jesus over KDB? Yeah, I would. I mean, Arteta was pretty coy about Zinchenko, Jesus, so we don't actually know if he's available, but, you know, if he does start, there has to be Jesus. Either way, you might be taking on a 1-point risk, but I think Jesus. Powerful21k says, already have Jota. Do I do Solanke to Nunez for a -4? Nah, not for a -4. Personally, I wouldn't take a -4 to sell Watkins or Solanke this week. I would just keep... You could do the move in 25. Alvarez starts. Is that the last one? There we go. Alvarez starts for City. There you go, Alvarez owners. I know that was the big one a lot of you were asking about. Alvarez starts. Maybe I should just tweet a summary of all the players that starts. I'll do that. KDB and Walker on the bench. I'll tag them as well. FPL Tony and FPL Main Road. There we go. So yeah, I've just tweeted it, but if anyone wants me to just do a refresh on what we've got. Foden, Stones, Haaland and Alvarez start. Darwin, Robertson and Jota start for Liverpool. KDB and Walker don't start. Jacob says, stupid decision, Bowen to Foden or Jota for a -4. Yeah, I think in that situation it's okay, because Bowen's got Arsenal. That's tough. It's the likes of Watkins and Solanke I'd be very reluctant to sell for a hit. But yeah, I like Bowen to Foden. Foden makes more sense if you haven't got him, because he's got the fixture in 26. Is KDB out? Not necessarily out, just doesn't start, based on what we've been told from the leakers. I'll pull the tweet up just so you can see the summary, because it's quite helpful if you've got players from Liverpool or City here. Bench Solanke, Watkins or Palmer? That's rough, but I think it'd have to be Watkins because he's got the worst fixture of the three. Govin says -4 Zinchenko to Trent. Yeah, I would do that. I'm not even confident that Zinchenko starts this week. It could be Tomiyasu and left back, or even Kyrgios. As says Oscar, I've got KDB. Shall I start him ahead of Palmer just in case he comes from the bench? No, start Palmer. Bench KDB. That's what I would do there. I mean, Palmer's great this week. I definitely wouldn't bench Palmer. I think the price can play tricks in your mind. You know, someone like Palmer, under 6 mil. You think, oh, like they're benchable. But Palmer's been unbelievable this season. He's got Palace, who haven't got Eze, Elise, Guehi. I think Chelsea win that one pretty comfortably. JM Moore says, thanks, great stream. Thank you very much, JM. Yeah, thanks all for being here. And welcome again to all the FPL Harry regulars, who obviously couldn't stream today because he's currently on a flight or about to take off. I think he might be in the air right now. So if anyone's come from Harry's stream, then thanks for swinging by, even if it's a one-off. Good to have you here. And if you have enjoyed the stream, then hit subscribe. We've got a minute till the deadline. My transfers are made. I've done Watkins to Darwin, Bowen to Foden, and that's it. In terms of leaks, Foden, Stones, Haaland, Alvarez start. KDB and Walker don't start. Darwin, Robertson and Jota start for Liverpool. Start Stupino, Gusto, Alex Moreno. Gusto. I think I'm all caught up in chat there. We already have Jota. Do I do Solanke to Nunez for a -4? No, don't do a -4. I wouldn't sell Solanke for a -4. Vardiol doesn't start for City. There's the last one. But that's too late, I think. That's the deadline. Vardiol doesn't start for City. That was tweeted literally 10 seconds ago. So, anyway. Steve says, over from Harry's stream. Nice one, mate. We'll be back. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, good to have all the Harry regulars over, even for a one-off. Meg says, usually at Harry's, but enjoyed the insight. I'll be back again. Thank you, Meg. Thanks for the super chat earlier as well. Hi from New Zealand, says Dakshay. Hi, New Zealand. How's Teddy? Teddy's good. He's still in bed, actually. He's a bit of a teenager. He wakes up at like midday. So he's still in bed. He's under my duvet right now. And that is it. That's the deadline, right? We made it. Is there anyone who's live that we could raid? Who's live that we could raid? While we've got like a good view account here, it'd be great to go raid someone. Who should we head over to? FPL Chai? Should we go to Dylan's stream? Raptor. Raptor doesn't need a raid. Maybe Dylan. He's like 19th in the world. Yeah, let's go to Dylan's stream. Let me get the link to his stream. Yeah, he's like 19th in the world. Like, he's got a genuine shot of winning the whole thing. So let's go send him some love. That's the link to Dylan's stream. Spam a focal raid in his chat. Send him some love from me. Go support his channel. He's a really sound guy as well. Great insight. So head over to Dylan's stream. I'll see you over there. Thanks all for tuning in. Appreciate you being here. And that's it from me. Focal out.